Hi Libras, and welcome to your April 2022 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky, coming on to talk to you about your month ahead. I hope you're doing really well, Libras. I'm getting a nice little boost of confidence as I'm looking at your reading, as it seems like a wonderful month to be releasing a lot of burdens and to be not trapping yourself anymore in a sort of like unjust and self-overbearing experience. I know as we're looking at some of these tarot archetypes coming up, we might be feeling a little bit concerned or worried, but not to worry, Libras. I feel that it's in good time. I feel like taking advantage of this Aries season and this last month of all planets direct to basically see what's holding you back, or to see where you're over doing something or pushing too hard, or being a little bit like out of just understanding. Justice reversed coming up, 9 of Wands, 8 of Swords, 7 of Swords reversed as well. Basically, this month is going to get stuff straight for you, and it's going to give you a lot of symbols. I mean, I want you guys to really be paying attention this month to the synchronicities and symbolisms around you. Is there a clumsiness there? Is there a kind of a harshness surrounding oneself? Basically, it means that you're channeling this pent-up energy, and you are also getting through the worst of it. So, yeah, it's kind of that way for everyone this month as well. We have these T-squares, we have an eclipse this month, we have Jupiter-Neptune conjoining in Pisces, which for Libra, being that it's a quincunx to you, means that it could be a little bit confusing, or it could be like your dreams don't feel like they make sense, or you don't really feel like, also maybe a clearness in who is, around you or connecting to you. Yeah, it's going to get better after this month. You have maybe some kind of decision to make, as well as a new creative expansion with the Lovers and the Ace of Wands, and also new friendships coming in this month too. So that's really offsetting some of these other things that you're working to, remedy or overcome in a really nice way. As I'm feeling intuitively the energy of Libra for April, let's talk about some of these difficult things, and then we'll talk about the more positive things. So let's get the hard stuff out of the way. It's important to acknowledge how a Libra, or how oneself as a Libra, is responsible for where they are. Okay. I see kind of a diversion here, or I see kind of a distractive tendency, or a kind of like also willingness to overwork or work too hard for another person. Basically, I think we have a bit of a difficulty with other people, or 8th house energy, Scorpio energy, like the contributions of another person, the ways that another person has perhaps interfered or interacted with you, becoming a diversion, or becoming some type of like catch-all for your own difficulties. So look at catch-alls, look at things which are too quickly assumed to be connected to something when they're not, or being even gaslit by another person, or having a gaslighting tendency here as well. Not really being willing to see just our own relevance in where we are, but having to like conflate another person's involvement, or another person's contribution, when it's really not like that. That might not be you, Libra, but I also feel like the energy of conflation is kind of coming up for you. So you could be like being blamed by another person, or you could be, having to really set the record straight about, like just to yourself about what another person has been saying. Like it's kind of like narcissistic energy, or like people who gaslight that you might be having to move on from during this month. Justice reversed, people can really try to like spin things. 8 of Swords, like you can kind of feel entrapped by other people's words, or other people's ideas. Okay, so this is something that we really want to raise the vibration and overcome in a kind way. Okay, so kindness is really good here. Knowing that you have to move on from something. I've had that in my own experience lately too. Like there's just been a few things that I've just had to move away from. A few very toxic people, a few really strange, complex karmic situations And it's done me really good to just totally leave that stuff behind and to totally just move on. And I think that Libras need to do that as well. I have Chiron in the North Node in Libra, though I don't have any personal placements. So, but I've noticed as I've had, some interactions with really, really incredible Libra people, that it's like I want them to just have a nicer, kinder experience of life and less of a need to like dig so deeply into things or to overthink or to also involve themselves with people that aren't right for them. And that's a lot of what April is about for Libras, is like, having an easier time. 8 of Swords, 9 of Wands, 7 of Swords. It's overly complicated, okay? It's overly pushed. It's too difficult to keep on like this. And basically there's a lot of really wonderful things waiting for you, but I think that it's going to be important to re-categorize some of the blame or also some of the positive or negative feelings. Like you might be feeling really good about people who are not so good for you, and vice versa. You might also be having like bad feelings about people who are huge supporters of yours or really, really love you. Okay. So there's something kind of off there, and I just want to bring that up to you, and it's common, okay, for everyone, because we're all changing our relationships. We're all changing the status of our lives. Okay. And because of that change in status, or this like shift in paradigm that many of us are going through in April, it's easy to want to find solace in like knowledge. So like knowing that somebody's against me or knowing that somebody's for me, and kind of cementing these things into too firm of a state of knowing when it may and may not be correct can be the fault of this time. And I encourage you all to be more flexible if you can, and allow more of an adaptability to come here, and start kind of building up new skill sets or new capabilities also, because I find it harsh during this time to be stuck in one place or to be overcommitted to something. On the positive side, Libras, okay, a new network coming in for you. There are new supporters for you, new friendships, new creative projects, new decisions as well. Decisions you've never had to make in your life before. There's not really a muscle memory for it, so it's kind of like pursuing a new muscle memory, or engaging in something you never have before. And again, control freak nature is hard in April of 2022, because we don't really know how this is going to go. We don't really have all the answers yet, and we just have to kind of trust or pray or allow a nicer kind of set of possibilities into our lives, instead of kind of expecting the worst. Some people say like expect the worst, and then if it's not like that, you'll be pleasantly surprised. I don't think that that's really working out for us anymore. I think that expecting the worst is leading to the worst, and I think that a lot of people can really turn, or can really withdraw their support or withdraw their help if we're expecting the worst, or if we're taking on more of a pessimistic experience like that, just like assuming that somebody is out to get us, or just assuming that there's a negative kind of connotation to a conflict rather than a misunderstanding, can be very defeating during this time. So the assumptions really have to be watched out for on all accounts. I'm not just talking about you, Libra. I'm talking about like seeing this in other people around you. Are people expecting the worst? Are people creating self-fulfilling prophecies of like war or battle with other people in their lives, or people who really like love them? It's crazy how people, maybe it's because of the global events, maybe it's because of a lot of things, but people will choose battle, or people will choose also accusations or allegations that are completely like off, okay, just to create conflicts because they need that in their heart. Okay, so we have people who are yearning in their hearts to have conflicts, or yearning in their hearts to have another person show them also how capable they are as well. So that becomes a problem. It's a very easy time for the creation of enemies. It's a very easy time to create divisions and things like that. And this is like a societal problem too that we need to really start healing. And I feel that Libra is like the sign that decides whether this heals or not, is like the scales, the measuring, the archetype of taking score, right? Definition, meaning making, the sign of Libra. You guys are the ones who choose whether we have like a peace or a war, I feel like. And those of you who can choose peace, and those of you who can choose peaceful expansion, peaceful alliance with the Three of Cups, peaceful decisions, I think that you will totally rise above this like Justice reverse, Nine of Wands, Eight of Swords. I think that old job that you're not liking anymore, or that old career, or that old repetitious thing that you're not liking will just fade. But I do think that if you choose like a warlike mentality, or if you choose a battle, or if you choose to also assume or accuse or be like really crazy, because again, Libra, it can be extreme one way or another. I think that these older things that are really, you know, becoming such a trial at this point in time will never end. So it's kind of like, can we lighten up our own outlay? Okay, can we lighten it up ourselves and basically transcend our own experience in a positive way? Or do we want to make it really heavy and create a lot of problems and get stuck for a long time? That's kind of where I feel that Libra is. And oh my gosh, it might be one of the most like crazy decision-making points that any of the signs are at this month. But I think you guys are going to do great. And basically, I think the answer with that is just to like choose the lighter, more peaceful path, because it's going to benefit everybody. Okay. Also, I feel like people are sorry. I feel like people would like to apologize to you, or would like to make misunderstandings correct. And I want, yeah, I'm getting that really strongly. Like, there are a lot of people extended in the lives, like extended relationships in the lives of Libras, who are really sorry and really respect you and wish to make things correctly. So it would be really noble to maybe allow that, or to enjoy the process of understanding that people make mistakes, or there are like human outcomes. You know, sometimes like it's an unforgiving world when people can't be forgiving. So it's a wonderful time for forgiveness as well, and any kind of like transcending anything that's evocative of like just like rising above pettiness or anything like that. Okay. But yeah, let's talk about your week to week, Libra. In the first week, you've got the Eight of Swords rooted down by the Knight of Swords. Okay. So yeah, you need to move quickly out of these shackles. Anything that's trapping you, anything that's like keeping you heavy. Okay, you just have to like kind of move fast out of it and just kind of keep paced every single day. Like your pacing is coming up in the first week of, the pacing is coming up in the first week of April. You need to, Aries, right? It's your axis. We are in your opposite sign right now, and it wants you to move very quickly. So whatever you can speed up, whatever you can get done more quickly, the better. Week 2, you have the Nine of Wands rooted down by the Justice reversed. Okay, so slowly but surely you are overcoming any kind of imbalance. There could be like an imbalanced hormonal situation, or even like your motivation could feel out of whack here. And that's just kind of trying to show you new motivations. I think that the purpose is to like have you seeking out new motivations or finding new things that you enjoy. So it's a wonderful time to kind of step out of habit there and to start seeking out new joy in life. Week number 3, the Lovers rooted down by the Seven of Swords reversed. Yes, you want to, again, pursue peace, like the peaceful option. I feel like there's some kind of decision you have to make in the third week, and I think that the peaceful, fair, just option is the best one. The Seven of Swords reversed and the Justice reversed coming up near one another is kind of like, I don't know, there's a tendency to lash out or to not pursue really the fair outcome. So it's just food for thought. You might want to understand how you could create more balance. Again, you're the sign of balance, right? Part of Libra's life is always like the pursuit of some kind of balance. So there's some kind of rebalancing happening. It could be financial, like you could be like rebalancing your budget, or you could be changing up a lot there as well. Week 4, beautiful. 3 of Cups drew down by Ace of Wands. Some conflict has ended for you. If you've been able to really choose peace and transcension, I think that you are in the 4th week with a much lighter, much more diplomatic and creative experience, as opposed to this more like, I don't know, never-ending, laborious kind of menial vibe that I'm seeing at the beginning of the month. It's like you move really fast out of that and choose a more perhaps fun, enjoyable, new creative projects. Ace of Wands, new joy, new desire, new fulfillment. Okay, and there might be 2 other people in your life that can help you or kind of team up with you to make that possible. And let's talk more about that in your extended on Patreon, Libras. I will get a central theme and 2 supporting themes. Very interesting messages coming up for you this month. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great month. Bye.